Hello guys, this is your friend Naruto Nexus 2.0 and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is What If Naruto Got Marry Multiple Women Part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic. Arranged marriage. The ride into town was uneventful. Border security had been notified of their arrival and had the bridge cleared of all civilians for them. The red bridge was just as impressive up close. Enough to make Sakura force herself to read a book. She hated looking at the architecture. She was trying to be upset, yet she couldn't help but be in awe of the towering red pillars, which made her even more grumpy. Only by reading could she keep her emotions in check rather than resorting to pouting like a little girl. Once they reached the end of the bridge, Sakura heard the clashing of cymbals and drums, the blowing of horns, and the roar of a crowd. She looked the window to see a sea of people had gathered to watch them arrive. Sakura could see confetti snowing from the rooftops of the many shaded red buildings. Men and women waved at her, children sat on the shoulders of their fathers, dogs barked at all the noise. Sakura felt compelled to give a little wave back. The crowd seemed to eat it up. This must be what it feels like to be a princess, Sakura thought as their carriage rode down Main Street. After traveling half the length of the Leaf Village, the carriage turned and stopped in front of what had to be the hidden whirlpool's equivalent of the Hokage Tower. Equivalent in that it looked like an exact replica. Except instead of the symbol for fire embroidered on the front, there was a red spiral design that Sakura had seen on the backs of every Junin and Chunin ninja vest in the Leaf. And instead of the faces of the Hokage carved into the mountainside above the tower, there was a palace carved into the rocks. It also had the Uzumaki sigil displayed prominently on its front for all to see. "Come on, Sakura," Tsunade said as the Anbu escorts opened the carriage doors. Out they stepped onto the limestone ground. Standing before them in beautiful yukatas was a beautiful woman with a bright smile and long blood-red hair. To her left was a man in gray plate armor that hung down his torso with hair so yellow it reminded Sakura of the sun. The both of them stood close enough together that Sakura could tell they were husband and wife. "Lady Tsunade," the woman greeted like they were old friends. Not at all what Sakura was expecting. That could mean only one thing about her identity. "Lady Kushina Uzumaki." Tsunade bowed slightly out of respect. "And you must be Sakura." Kushina smiled. "You're a lot prettier than Lady Tsunade's description." Sakura blushed. "Thank you, my lady." She bowed. "Oh, don't be so formal." Lady Kushina waved off. "You will be my daughter-in-law. Please, call me Kushina or mom." The man standing next to Kushina chuckled at his wife's brazenness. Sakura took note of him and couldn't help but think he was familiar. Of course, Lady Kushina," Sakura said, still feeling nervous. If Kushina was upset that she hadn't gotten through to Sakura just yet, she didn't show it. The woman had the kind of energy with her that Sakura would equate with a child. Bubbly optimism ready to overflow and spill everywhere. "Oh, let me introduce my husband to you, Sakura. Lord Minato Namikaze. You can also call him Minato or Dad. Just don't call him Daddy," she joked. A tiny little voice in Sakura's head said that she absolutely would call him Daddy. Just not to his face. Not if Sakura had any shame left in her. The man was downright handsome, no question about it. His features were soft and angular. That same tiny little voice figured that if the son was half as handsome as his father, this arranged marriage might not be so bad. "And now here is my darling son Naruto," Kushina said as she waved her hand to the empty space of air standing to her right. "Which is what I would be saying if my idiot son were actually here." Her voice dropped into a growl and Sakura felt the temperature drop with it. This Lady Kushina, as laid back as she appeared, clearly had a temper. Minato was quick to jump to her side and try to calm her down. "Yes, where is Naruto?" Tsunade asked. "He should have met us here." "We apologize." Minato bowed. "We weren't expecting you to arrive for 3 more days. When we got word of your arrival, the adults were all scrambling to get things ready, and Naruto volunteered to entertain his younger cousins. We sent servants for him, but perhaps they could not find him. It is just as well, Kushina said. If he wants to be so rude to his bride to be on the day he meets her, that is fine. I just hope you can forgive him, Sakura. And to the Hokage of the Leaf as well. Minato bowed deeply. We are so sorry. It is all right, Tsunade said. The fault is ours for arriving so quickly without notice. I didn't wish to risk it. I see. Then why don't you both come in for some tea and a late lunch? You both must be weary from your long travel. Minato offered. That sounds lovely. Tsunade accepted. Minato and Kushina then escorted them both not to the tower like she expected but to the palace above, which involved more stairs than Sakura ever thought she had climbed in her life. Minato apologized and claimed they were in the process of hiring a company to build an elevator of sorts, but that was of little comfort to Sakura's sore heels. After a week of sitting in the carriage to keep up appearances, Sakura was out of shape. Soon enough they arrived in the main halls of the palace, which was being assembled by servants into a feasting hall. 4 cups of tea and a plate of sandwiches for our guests. Kushina ordered one of the servants, who bowed before scurrying back to the kitchen. In the meantime, Sakura and Tsunade were invited to sit at the head of the table overlooking all the other rows of tables. Is this your house? Sakura asked before she could stop herself. Kushina just laughed. Oh no, this is the Uzumaki clan house. Used for meetings and formal celebrations. As you will see tonight. Tonight, Sakura repeated, dreading what was to come. Yes, tonight, Kushina smiled. Right after we have a quick meeting with the clan elders, we shall have a feast and announce your marriage. The elders? Tsunade asked. Oh yes, I'm afraid they need some convincing before agreeing to this marriage alliance. They want to make sure that Sakura is a worthy bride. Gotta love clan politics. Tsunade sighed. Nothing to worry about. They will try to convince me to reject you, but as the clan head I get the final say. Kushina waved off. Why did I agree to this? Sakura thought. Your master asked you to save the leaf. Inner thought. I know, but I didn't think it would involve this. Well, you can hardly complain. Look at this place. These guys are loaded. You are marrying the son of a rich ninja clan equal to the Senju. Your kids will be the leaders of this clan. But that's not what I want. Ideally, if I were to be married, it would be out of love, not money. This is about Sasuke, isn't it? Inner asked like it was obvious. No. Sakura thought immediately. Yeah, sure. It is not. Sakura insisted. Well, it doesn't matter now. Does it? We can't exactly back out now, so we had better make the best of it. Sakura sighed heavily. I don't really have a choice, do I? Well, I just hope he'll treat me right. His parents seem nice enough. How bad can he be? Surprises can happen, so don't jinx it. Sakura's mental conversation with herself was ended when a servant came up to whisper in Lady Kushina's ear. So that is where he was hiding. Kushina said aloud. It seems my son was out sailing the entire time. Sailing? Sakura asked. Wind sailing. He loves to ride the whirlpools in the bay. Kushina said as she stood up. The adventurous type. Nice. Inner thought. Would you like to see the beach? It would be a perfect opportunity to show you the bay. Kushina offered. I'm not really dressed for that. Sakura said hesitantly. Well, I don't expect you to go swimming. Kushina laughed. The view is still very much worth the walk. And it is a long walk. Oh goody. Sakura thought. We'd love to see it. Tsunade said. Excellent. Kushina said just as Kakashi came into view. My lady, master. Kakashi said as he bowed to their hosts and Lady Tsunade. It did not escape Sakura's notice that Kakashi called Minato his master. Was Kakashi taught by Minato once? The carriage and the horses have been safely stored in the stables. Excellent timing, Kakashi. We were just about to visit the beach. Tsunade said. I shall accompany you then. Kakashi said. Please. Tsunade said as Kushina and Minato headed for the door. The way to the bay turned out to be walking right around the mountain. Making Sakura forever grateful in the Ninja Academy instructors who taught her how to run along tree branches. Turning hours of hiking into a few short minutes of running. When they made it to the other side of the mountain, Sakura was once again blown away by the view. Nestled in between the three mountains was a forested valley with a scarce number of houses dotting the landscape. And to the right was a beach connecting the first mountain to the third. Laid with golden sand, colorful parasols, and a crowd of children cheering at someone out to sea. Ah, there he is. Kushina pointed out at the ocean far beyond the calm waves of the beach where the whirlpools dotted the water, forming an impassable barrier for any ship that swam close to the island. Sakura could just make out an orange sail with the Uzumaki sigil in the center. Except it wasn't a sailboat like Sakura had expected. She had never seen anything like it before. It was a tiny sail with one man standing on a board. It looked like he was gliding across the water's surface. His little ship sailed into the whirlpools. Is he nuts? He'll get sucked into that whirlpool. Sakura exclaimed. No, he won't. Minato smiled. Just watch. The man turned his sail right into the whirlpool and his sail disappeared beneath the waves. Sakura was about to cry out again when the same sail zoomed out of the whirlpool from the other end, launching the man into the air where his blonde hair caught the sun. He landed perfectly into another whirlpool and leapt out of that one just as quickly. Like he was a marble and they were bowls. He finally gave Sakura's heart a rest and landed on the water before swerving around more whirlpools making pinpoint S-turns. Finally, he had enough of showing off and turned towards the shore. Sakura caught the briefest flash of hand signs from the man and his sail shoot forward like it was fired from a cannon. The sail expanded like it would burst and the board was launched high into the air, but the man held on. His golden tan skin glistened in the sea spray. Whoa, okay, he's hot. Inner commented. Yes he is. Sakura thought as the man crashed into the shore in front of the crowd of kids as old as her and as young as 3. He flipped end over end before stopping in a kneeling position like he meant to do it all along. His cousins cheered for him and laughed all the same. Oh my god, look at that body. Inner drooled. Sakura had to agree. The boy was rocking some hard muscles with tan skin and a tattoo on his belly of a swirl that looked like an intricate seal. I swear to God, me. If you don't accept this guy, I will mentally harass you until we die. Inner threatened. He is handsome, sure, but that doesn't mean he is a nice guy. Sakura thought as she watched him tussle the hair of one of his younger cousins. Then get ready, because you're about to meet him. Naruto. Kushina called out, turning all the attention on her. Naruto immediately looked up and Sakura could swear his eyes were as blue as the sea, same as his father. He also, strangely, had 3 whisker marks on each cheek. Were they scars? Birthmarks? Whatever they were, they worked on his face. Hey mom, what's up? Naruto asked before being popped on the head. Ow. Naruto cried. Don't ow me. You said you would watch over the children. Yet here you are sailing around on the day you would meet your bride. Do you know how foolish you made us look when she arrived and you were not there to greet her or the Hokage? Wait, that was today. I thought they weren't coming for a few more. Naruto trailed off when he spotted Sakura. Naruto looked at Sakura in amazement. She had vibrant pink hair that instantly reminded him of strawberry ice cream. Her true figure was hidden behind her thick red vest, but he could instantly tell she didn't have much going on in the chest area. But the further down his eyes traveled, the more he could tell this girl was to his liking. She had fairly large hips that her spandex shorts clung to like glue, and legs that went on for days. He trailed back up to see her face. She had soft and fair facial features, but what really stood out was her broad forehead with a purple diamond mark in the middle. Then came to what really drew him in. Her emerald green eyes. Never before had he seen such a beautiful woman in his life. Just the mere sight of her made his heart flutter. Well, hello. Naruto smiled, his tone changing to that of Prince Charming. Hello. Sakura greeted politely, bowing as she did so. So you are my bride-to-be? Naruto asked. Then I hit the jackpot. Excuse me, Sakura asked, unsure what to think about his choice of words. I'm just saying. I lucked out. You are a knockout. Naruto said as he waved his hands over her. He means you're beautiful, Kushina clarified. Sorry, he's not very good with words. Yeah, that's what I meant, Naruto said. Sakura blushed. Thank you, but in the future, try not to make it sound like I'm some sort of prize. It feels offensive. Oh, sorry. Naruto rubbed the back of his neck. But you know, it kind of makes us both prizes to the other. And I have been told I am a catch. Son, modesty. Minato reminded. Right, sorry dad. Naruto said. Please forgive him. Well, oh screw it. He's an idiot. Kushina's sweat dropped. Kushina, Minato said. Mom. Naruto cried. It's fine. Sakura waved off, trying to avoid a family conflict. Naruto looked over at her, extremely grateful that she stood up for him. Perhaps we adults can go inside and give these two some privacy. Tsunade suggested. I was hoping to hash out the details of our alliance as soon as possible. Good idea. Minato agreed. You two kids have fun, but keep it PG rated. Kushina stated. For now, she winked. The two teens blushed as they watched the adults walk away, leaving them alone in an awkward silence. Hey Naruto, ya gonna go make out with your girlfriend? One of his red-headed cousins mocked. Shut up, Noah, Naruto shouted. Then one of his older, distant cousins came up to him. What the hell, Naruto? You never told me you were getting married. And who is this? What does she have that I don't? She shouted before adjusting her glasses. Karen, I already told you about this. Naruto sighed. This is an arranged marriage to ally ourselves with the hidden leaf. But you said. I said it would depend on how things went. I never had it set in stone. I am sorry. Who are you? Sakura asked. Karen Uzumaki. Naruto is my distant cousin. Karen said sourly. Who are you? Sakura Haruno. Naruto's bride-to-be. Oh, yeah, of course you are. Karen protested, throwing her hands up in disdain. I'm sorry, were you too close? Sakura asked. Not close enough for that kind of relationship. She's had a crush on me since we were kids. Naruto informed. She asked me out and I said maybe, depending on what would happen with this arrangement. That was before you came. Since then, she's been glued to me. You both slept together. One of the 14-year-olds said slyly, making both 16-year-olds blush. We were 12. Naruto snapped. It was a cousin sleepover. And I thought that meant something to you. Karen shrieked. Karen, we were kids. Come on. You know what? Karen snapped before slapping Naruto hard. Piss off, asshole, she shouted before storming off. Karen, wait. Naruto shouted along with a few other cousins. Karen ignored Naruto and continued off at a dead sprint away from him. Sakura sighed. Well, this isn't off to a very good start. I am so sorry about her. She is honestly a really nice girl once you get to know her. No, it's not that. I mean, I'm sure she is, but I can't help but feel like this is my fault. No, you didn't do anything wrong. I shouldn't have led her on. I should have told her no. Sakura nodded. At least you own up to your mistakes. Come on, why don't we take a walk? A long walk on the beach. How romantic. Naruto smiled. Sakura smiled. A walk anywhere, really. Just don't expect me to go swimming. I don't have my bathing suit unpacked yet. You can just swim in your underwear. A 17-year-old female cousin suggested, her hand covering her smirk. Yeah, no, not happening. Sakura shot down immediately. Fine. Just don't say I was never looking out for you, cuz. The girl smirked. Kindra, please. Naruto nearly begged. Just looking out for you, cousin. You two have fun. Kindra winked before walking away. How many cousins do you have? Sakura asked. We talking first cousins. 32. Naruto said automatically. Sakura's eyes widened. Holy cow. How many brothers and sisters does your mom have? 10. Two of them don't actually have kids. Geez. And how many brothers and sisters do you have? I have two 5-year-old twin brothers and a 3-year-old sister. Altair, Nagena, and Kadenshi, respectively. Naruto answered. Ah, where are they? Can I meet them? Sure. Whatever you want. Hey squirts, he shouted. The crowd of cousins parted and 3 little kids ran up to them. The 2 tiny boys had blood-red hair and whisker marks like their older brother, but one had blue eyes and the other had purple eyes. The little 3-year-old girl had the same blood-red hair and purple eyes, like her mother, and whisker marks like her older brothers. She took one look at Sakura and hid behind her twin brothers, who looked over Sakura with curiosity. Oh my god, they're so cute, Sakura gushed, making the boys look at her like they would one of their overly affectionate aunts. All the while, Kadenshi clutched the back of their shirts even tighter. Naruto chuckled. Kadenshi, it's okay, squirt. Sakura-chan here is going to be your new sister. You mean she's the one you're gonna marry, big bro? The one with the blue eyes, Altair, asked. Her hair is pink, Nagena stated. Sakura subconsciously started playing with her hair nervously. That's not a problem, is it? No, he just likes to point out the obvious. Naruto chuckled before turning back to his siblings. Yes, she will be your sister one day. That's if she agrees. We'll see. I still have to get to know you first. Sakura said. Ah, but don't you want to give little Kadenshi a sister? Naruto joked as he knelt beside her. She's always wanted a big sister. He wrapped his arm around her and Kadenshi found the courage to look up at Sakura with those big eyes of hers. Sakura found herself caught between a rock and a hard place. All she knew of Naruto was that he seemed family-oriented and was obviously the big brother not only to his siblings, but to his cousins as well. But she still needed more time to know him. But one look into those pleading eyes of Kadenshi's and he felt her heart tug. She couldn't say no to that face, but she wasn't comfortable with saying yes. I'm kidding. Naruto smiled. I wouldn't hold you hostage like that. My mother would smack me upside the head. Sakura let out a sigh of relief. Then she smirked. Maybe I'll do it for her. You could marry me then. One of Naruto's male cousins said. Save you from marrying this loser. Plus we are all like siblings anyway. Sakura rolled her eyes. I came here because I agreed to an arranged marriage between myself and the eldest child of the head of the Uzumaki clan. I didn't travel all this way to enter a massive speed dating group. I'm here for one person and one person only. And that's Naruto. Yeah, so beat it. All of you. Sage knows all our parents are gonna want us cleaned and dressed for the big feast. Naruto commanded. Alright, fine. Geez. The male cousin gave in. Soon, all of his cousins started walking in every direction away from them while his siblings remained by his side. You squirts want to look for seashells? Naruto asked. Yeah, the 2 boys cheered. Kadenshi managed a smile and ran after them, leaving Naruto and Sakura to talk alone. So, Naruto said, well, that was fun. Sakura sighed, relieved. Which part? Getting mobbed by your cousins. Really wasn't expecting that. Ah yeah, they can be a handful. But we all grew up really close to each other. Hard not to when you live on an island. Naruto said. Oh don't worry, it was rather refreshing. Sakura smiled. You see, I come from a small civilian clan and my family is small and spread apart. Really? What is that like? Naruto asked. Boring. Mostly. No cousins around to hang out with and I'm an only child. My dad is always working and my mom is a housewife. So the only friends I have are fellow shinobi. Hey, Well, most everyone here is a shinobi in some fashion. Heck, most people are related to the Uzumaki clan here. That doesn't surprise me. I've read a lot about the Uzumaki clan and them being descendants of the Senju clan. Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. A lot of my clan elders thought his marriage would finally reunite the Uzumaki with the diminished Senju. Well, I'm not a Senju. Yeah, I glanced at your file. Not even a drop of Senju blood. As far as I know, Lady Tsunade is the last of the Senju and she never had children. Yes, there was talk about her marrying me. Yet instead she offered you. She can't have children anymore. She's too old, but don't say that in front of her. Noted. I'm not complaining though, Naruto said. Sakura nodded. She did, however, train me. She taught me everything she knows, including her legendary strength. That might be why my mother agreed to the match. By marrying into the family, it will be expected that you teach our kids how to use her ninjutsu. No, you don't understand. She taught me to be a medic and essentially a walking hospital. And she didn't teach you any techniques that only she knows? Naruto asked. Sakura thought about it for a moment and recalled one technique that Tsunade never taught anyone else. Not even Shizune, her ward. The technique that was taught to her by Tsunade's grandfather, the first Hokage. One or two, Sakura admitted. There you go, Naruto said as they walked along the beach. The boys started arguing over a rock and whether or not it was technically a seashell. While Kadenshi found a tiny crab shell that contained an actual crab. She jumped back as it scurried away. But one of them I have to have her permission to teach other people. If she says no, then I'm sworn to secrecy. But I can teach it to my children if I wish. Well, so far as I know it, ninja marriages between clans have largely been about one thing. Stealing the techniques from other clans. Which is why the dating pool around here largely consists of second and third cousins. I understand that. The two largest clans we have is the Hyuga clan and the Uchiha clan. If one were to marry into the other, the one marrying into the other clan must have his or her clan jutsus sealed away so the other clan doesn't steal it for their own. And if there is one clan that knows seals, it is our own. Naruto said. Sakura frowned. I don't like the way you said that. Oh, I didn't mean anything by that. It's just what my clan is famous for. Naruto waved off. Oh, okay. For a minute there, you sounded like you were looking for someone to marry just for their jutsus. Me? No, I couldn't care less. A kunoichi, a civilian, noble or common, it is all the same to me. I just hoped I would meet the right girl one day. And how do I stack up so far? Sakura asked before sitting down in the sand. Naruto looked down quickly to wonder if he could bounce quarters off her. Well, you are beautiful. That's a major plus. You are kind as far as I've seen. Also a major plus. Do you wind sail? Nope, I never have. Not many places to do that. Well, you have got to try it. I'll take you soon, Naruto said. After seeing you earlier, I'd rather play it safe. Oh, but I do like to snorkel. Well, we've got plenty of spots to snorkel in. But what you saw was the advanced stuff. When I train you to wind sail, we would stick closer to the shore. Oh, screw it, I'll take a crack at it. Why not? Sakura shrugged. You really mean it? Naruto asked as he sat down as well. Sure, I'll try anything once. Then Naruto thought of one question that would seal the deal for him. Anything in particular you like to eat more than anything? Food-wise? Sakura mused as she thought about it. I personally love ramen, and the ramen here is said to be some of the best in the land of fire. Ramen is good for a quick lunch. We have a stand called Ichiraku's and it's really good, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite meal. How would it stack up to ours? Sakura chuckled. Well, I don't know unless I try it. Then we shall add that to your bucket list. Naruto declared. All right then. Sakura smiled. I'm mostly into healthy food, but I do like to indulge myself once in a while. I would have to say that my favorite is a 10 ounces ribeye steak, sautéed mushrooms, asparagus and a baked potato with butter and cheese, yum. I'll have to try that myself. I think we have a steakhouse somewhere in town. Now that sounds like it would be a great first date. Sakura hinted. But what's really good here is the seafood. That got Sakura's attention. Seafood. Oh yeah, everything is caught around these islands and is served fresh from the boat to the plate. Naruto grinned widely. Did they have sushi? Sakura's eyes sparkled. Did they have sushi? Oh boy, you obviously don't know that sushi is one of our mainstay dishes. Naruto grinned. You don't know that I absolutely love sushi. Sakura said. I do now. Naruto laughed. Shoot. My secrets. Sakura giggled. They both shared a good laugh before taking a deep breath and calmed down. So how do I stand to your expectations? Naruto asked. Grade A boyfriend material. Inner thought. Just about. Sakura thought back. Well, you're not what I was expecting. Sakura said. What were you expecting? Naruto asked. Less than what I've seen from you so far. Sakura smiled. Oh come on. How bad did you think I was? Naruto pressed. Sakura sighed. Going by my experience, some scrawny punk who didn't know his from a hole in the ground. Naruto snorted and doubled over laughing. The hell does that mean? Exactly how it sounds. Either that, or some fat and lazy rich boy with no goals for the future. Well, as you can see, I am not fat or lazy. Naruto said, showing off his body. I am rich and I plan on leading my clan one day. Does that sound good to you? Very good. I like a man who has his future planned out. Great. And what about you? What were your plans before you learned you were marrying some rich snob from the south? Head medic of the Leaf and run the hospital. Naruto whistled. Niece. The Leaf is famous for its medical knowledge. Do you have a hospital here? What am I saying? You gotta have one here. Sakura's sweat dropped. Well, Naruto stammered. Define hospital. Sakura looked up at him. You don't have a hospital. We definitely have a clinic. Naruto said. As many people that live here and all you have is a clinic. Sakura exclaimed in shock. What if someone gets seriously sick? What if someone has an accident and is badly injured? What if a woman is in labor and has a complicated pregnancy? Where do those people go? The clinic. Naruto said. We don't all get sick at once. And we only have around 10,000 people living on the island. That's 10,000 people not getting the proper care they need if something serious happens. Well, who would treat them? We don't have many doctors living with us. Or nurses. Naruto, if there is one thing I take very seriously, it's medicine. If this marriage goes well, I'll turn that clinic into a fully functional hospital. Mark my words. With your knowledge, that would be the most amazing thing you could do for us. Then consider it a promise. Sakura said seriously. And if I have to, I will train doctors and nurses as well as medic ninja. A new era has come to this land, Naruto. Your clan is going to be up to par with the rest of the world in terms of medicine. Naruto could see that Sakura meant every word she said, dripping in passion from her career. She was going to do everything she said come hell or high water, and Naruto could see it. This girl, no, this woman, wouldn't be just the best thing to happen to him, but to his entire clan. That sounds awesome. As the heir to the Uzumaki clan, you have my full support. Naruto declared. Sakura smiled. It won't be easy, and many people will have to learn to adjust, but it is doable. Good. And your first prime candidate is Karen. Naruto informed. That girl who gave us both attitude earlier. She was my best friend growing up. Don't be too harsh on her. Naruto said. But yes, she has an eye for medicine. She wants to be a doctor herself. Alright, but she'll have to understand that I won't be going easy on her. She also has a very unique Kekkei Genkai. Her and her mother. Unique in what way? You'll see. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. Naruto smiled. Come on, just tell me. Sakura demanded playfully. Well, both Karen and her mother have unique healing chakra. In order to make use of it, someone has to bite them anywhere on their bodies. Sakura looked at Naruto like he had 3 heads. Define anywhere. Exactly what I said. Anywhere. And I mean anywhere. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely unusual. But it works. Believe me, I thought it was weird too, until one day I got really hurt and Karen's mother had me bite her arm and I was fully healed. Well, if it works then I'm not going to judge. Sakura shrugged. Cool. What about kids? I'd like to have maybe 10. Sakura's eyes nearly popped out of her head. 10. Yeah, my parents had a small family. But all my aunts and uncles have a lot of kids. And I have had to watch over many of my younger cousins a lot. So 10 seems a good number for me. You expect me to push out 10 children? Do you know how painful that is for a woman to push out just one? My mom and aunts all call it a blessing. Naruto said. When labor is over, yes, it is. Put it this way. Imagine someone putting your family jewels in a vice and pulling them up over your head from behind and back down. Well, I think they have a seal for that. Naruto said, remembering when he accidentally stumbled upon his aunt in labor and saw the seal on her belly. Sakura then raised an eyebrow. That's news to me. It might be one of the pain seals we have developed. I broke my leg once and my uncle put the pain seal above my knee. I couldn't feel a thing. You could bang my toes with a hammer and I would have kept humming a tune. Okay, I'm gonna have to research those. Possibly add them to my repertoire. My mom can teach you no problem. She's a seal master. I would love to learn from her. Sakura said. Cool, then we can set that up sometime. Well, there's another issue. If I'm working at the soon-to-be hospital, training doctors, nurses and medics, on top of taking care of patients day in and day out, and you're leading the clan, who's going to look after, raise and take care of 10 kids? Well, we will have servants. And to be frank, I didn't expect my wife to have a job. For the longest time my mom didn't. She raised me and then when my uncle Altair stepped down she became the head of the clan. Isn't your brother named Altair? Doesn't that get confusing? It's a family name. Naruto shrugged. Sakura shrugged. Fair enough. Then she smiled warmly. Maybe this won't be so bad. You're already making plans with him. Sounds to me like you've already made up your mind. Naruto is an angel, a smoking hot and filthy rich angel with a heart of gold, but I haven't fallen for him yet. In due time, Inner. In due time. So do you have any other questions about this place? You are gonna be living here for the foreseeable future. Yes, actually. I want to see where I'm staying and where I'm going to be sleeping. Sakura smiled. Well, my mom wanted you to sleep with me. Sakura instantly blanched over. We're gonna have to talk about that. I only just met you and no offense to you or your family, but I'm not sleeping with you just yet. Sorry, I meant in my room. In different beds. Naruto said. Little less concerning, but again I've only just met you. I would be more comfortable sleeping in my own room for now if it's not too much trouble. Naruto sighed. I can try, but the elders and my mother are the ones who have the final say. Technically, from what I know of arranged marriages, you don't have a say in the matter. They were going to have us sleep in the same bed but I talked my mother into having 2 separate beds. Sakura sighed in defeat. Alright. It's fine then. I'll learn to adjust. You don't have to worry about a thing, Sakura-chan. Naruto assured. I know. It's just. This is a massive change for me and I'm a little scared is all, I guess. Would you believe that I am scared too? You are? How? Can I be completely open with you for a moment and not have you be mad? Naruto asked. Go for it. Sakura nodded. You are beautiful and amazingly hot. Seriously, you are a woman that I would dream about night and day. Naruto said hesitantly. Sakura blushed hard. Wha. Naruto nodded. I don't even care if you don't have a large chest. That doesn't bother me. I'm just afraid that I'm going to do something that crosses a line and I don't wanna do anything to upset you or make you uncomfortable. Sakura froze in place. He doesn't care that my chest is small. She thought. I don't know about you, but I think this could work. And I would love to try it with you. Naruto smiled. One question first. Sakura spoke up. The comment you made about my chest, that was kinda crossing a line a bit, but it was a very sweet thing. But I'm curious about what you think about my forehead. Your forehead. Sakura nodded and began to dread the worst. It's as cute and charming as the rest of your face. What about it? Sakura looked like a deer caught in the headlights. What did you just say? That your forehead was cute and charming. Don't tell me you've never been told that before. Sakura couldn't believe what she just heard. No. It's my most hated feature. I was always teased and made fun of because of how big it is. Really? I was always teased for my whiskers. Yeah, I have a question about that, but you really think that about my forehead? Of course. Everything about you is beautiful. I swear to the sage. Without even thinking twice about it, Sakura leaned over and pecked him on the cheek, right on his middle whisker, and then retreated back as gracefully as a pixie. Naruto just blushed and held his cheek. What was that for? Sakura realized what she had done and her face immediately burned hot as her face turned beet red. She smiled before turning away. That was a thank you. Don't overthink it. That was just really sweet of you to say that. Well, I meant every word of that, ya know. Naruto grinned, still touching the spot where she had kissed him. I know, that's why I thanked you. Anytime. Naruto said before another thought occurred to him. Have you had much experience with dating? Because I would think you would have had a few at least. Sakura put a finger on her chin to make it look like she was thinking. Dating. Oh, that must be that thing where a guy asks a girl he likes and thinks she's pretty to take her out for the time of her life while trying to juggle being a shinobi and a medic. Yeah, nope, you're the first. Well, I can't say I'm new to it. Naruto admitted. Oh really? Dated Karen much? Sakura asked. No, not Karen. There were 2 other girls that are barely related to my clan. I thought you said the only dating pool consists of your cousins. Sakura said. Yes, what I'm saying is that they are so distantly related that they might as well not be. They're like, I dunno, 9th or 10th cousins. Should I be jealous? Sakura smirked. Nah, one was shallow, the other was more interested in getting a perfect tan. I can see why she dated you then. Sakura said, noting his tan skin you could only get from spending half your life outdoors and the other half at the beach. What do you mean? Naruto asked. You are tan. Oh, that. Yeah, I spend a lot of time outside. Not necessarily the beach. If I'm not taking care of my cousins, I'm helping out at the market, community outreach to the elders and seniors, watching my kid brothers and sister, or I'm training with my dad. Is that right? Don't you go on missions though? Your file said you had a decent amount of ranked missions under your belt. That can count as part of my training, really. What do you mean? Half of those ranked missions are just me escorting my mom to some other world leader for a meeting. The other half are times I helped create a seal on behalf of my clan. All except one time when I had a run-in with a member of the Akatsuki. Sakura gasped loudly. You faced a member of the Akatsuki? Yep. Blonde dude with tongues on his hands. I ran into him on the way home from an escort mission. The guy used explosives. And I am not talking some tiny paper bombs. I am talking about how he leveled 100 acres of forest. I couldn't even get close. Sakura's eyes went wide. You fought Deidara, she gasped. If you can call it a fight. I survived against him. Were you hurt? I got singed, but I made it back home in one piece. Naruto smiled. Those Akatsuki guys are no joke. No, they're not. I faced a few myself. Which ones? For instance, Deidara's partner. Sasori. The puppet master. Sakura nodded before lifting up the left side of her shirt to reveal a very nasty scar. The very same. I nearly died that day, but with the help of an old woman named Chio, I killed him. Naruto went wide-eyed. You killed a member of the Akatsuki. Sakura nodded again before putting her shirt back down. If you read my file, it should be in it. I didn't read your file entirely. Oh, Sakura said. But you read mine, so I guess I gotta read it now. Naruto chuckled. Anyone who can kill an Akatsuki member is sure to be a ninja worth fearing. You better believe it. Sakura smirked. I was trained by Lady Tsunade after all. Would love to see you in action. Naruto smiled eagerly before coming up with an idea. Hey, how about we spar? Sakura smiled. Sure. After the trip here, I'm stiff as a board. She stood up and brushed the sand off of her clothes. Just to warn you, I'm not going to hold woe. Naruto exclaimed before barely dodging a punch from Sakura that seemingly came out of nowhere. She slammed her fist into the ground, which cracked and splintered the ground beneath the sand. The ground buckled to reveal a massive 100 feet crater where he once stood, sending a fountain of sand into the air. Naruto's eyes and mouth were so wide open, it was like someone had kicked him directly in his family jewels. This chick is gonna kill me. Sakura charged through the cloud of sand at lightning speed. Not done. Chaa. Shit. She's too close. Naruto thought as he tried to bring up a defense to block. She's so fast I almost didn't see her. Sakura's punch made direct contact with his defense. It was a big mistake Naruto made. Or so Sakura thought. When she kicked up that massive cloud of sand, Naruto had left her sight by a mere second, which was more than enough time for the blonde to create a shadow clone. As soon as her attack landed, Naruto vanished into a cloud of white smoke and was gone. A shadow clone, Sakura thought before skidding to a halt. Her thoughts were cut short when a hand grabbed her ankle. She only had time to look down and see it was sticking out of the sand before it pulled her under. The next thing anyone knew, Naruto was standing over Sakura, who was buried up to her neck in the beach. Wow, Sakura-chan, you're insanely strong. If I had blocked that punch, I would have been big time hurt. Naruto praised. You're not bad yourself. When did you manage to hide in the sand? Sakura praised. Right after your first big punch. Naruto smirked. Of course. Sakura thought. All that sand she threw up. It would be easy to slip into the ground and replace yourself with a clone. A shadow clone no less. It wasn't every 16-year-old who could pull that technique off. How did you learn the shadow clone technique? That's an advanced jutsu. Sakura asked. My father taught it to me. He said I could make much use out of it. Naruto said as he made the hand sign of the rat and shot Sakura out of her sand trap. Waaa. Sakura cried out at the sudden jolt out of the sand. Gotcha. Naruto cried as he grabbed her out of the air. Sakura opened her eyes to see that Naruto had caught her and was holding her in a bridal carry, which made her blush. Wow, all that strength and you're still light as a feather. Naruto said. So, that's not a problem, is it? Oh yes, I am actually a chubby chaser. This marriage is off, Naruto said sarcastically. Oh ha ha, Sakura smirked. Naruto let her down just as his brothers ran up to them. Naruto, look, Altair shouted, holding up some seashells. Cool. Nice haul squirts. Naruto praised. Kadenshi found some too, Nagena said, pointing at their younger sister who found a beautiful blue rock. Oh wow, can I see? Sakura asked. Kadenshi shied away from her, still very unsure of this newcomer. Go on, Kadenshi. You can show it to her. Naruto smiled, making the whole beach seem brighter. With her brother's encouragement, she faced Sakura and held out the blue stone. Ooh, it's so pretty. Do you know what this is? Sakura asked. Kadenshi shook her head. This is blue opal. This rock is worth a fair amount of money. You should hold onto that rock. No way, Naruto said as he tried to get a good look at the stone. He eyed the rock in question and sure enough, Sakura was right. The pink-haired medic handed the opal back to the little girl and closed her palm. Where did you find that? Naruto asked. On the beach, Kadenshi said. Naruto's sweat dropped. Where on the beach? Kadenshi shrugged. By the water. Naruto sighed. She found it over there. Altair said and pointed to a sandy tide pool in the distance. A tide pool. Sakura beamed. There are all sorts of cool animals in there usually. That's right. But I am afraid we won't have time to show you. Naruto said as he noticed the servant in red running towards them. We don't? Sakura asked before she noticed the same person. I'm afraid so. You see that look on his face? Yeah, what about it? That's the face of a servant who has been sent to tell the children of the clan leader they need to stop playing and head back inside. Sakura sighed. So I guess it's time to see if the elders approve of me, huh? Yeah, they are most likely going to bring up your low birth. Just don't yell at them or look too offended and my mother will handle the rest. Sakura nodded just as the man in question caught up to them. My lord, your mother asks that you take your siblings and your bride-to-be to the mansion in order to clean up for dinner. The servant said. Sounds good. Naruto nodded. Tell our mother we are on our way. At once. The servant bowed before turning and heading back Lady Kushina. All right, squirts. You heard him. Go wash up. Naruto ordered. All right. Nagena and Altair said as one. They then ran towards the ocean but were caught by the collar by Naruto. In the bathroom, Naruto clarified. Ah, come on, big bro. Altair protested. Nope. I'm not getting blamed when you show up at the feast with seaweed in your hair. Naruto said firmly. But bathes suck. This is more fun. Nagena stated. This isn't a debate. Naruto said. Now march. The two boys frowned before heading to the mansion while Kadenshi stayed by Naruto's side. Naruto looked down at his little sister. What's up, Kat? You want a lift? Kadenshi nodded and reached up to Naruto for him to pick her up. He quickly obliged, hoisting her up onto his shoulders. Ready, Kat? We're gonna go fast. Kat nodded into Naruto's hair and held on tight to his neck. Sakura-chan, take my hand. Huh, what for? Sakura asked. Just trust me. Sakura was a little hesitant, but complied and took Naruto's hand into hers. The next thing that happened was the view of the beach quickly turned into one of the many bathrooms in the mansion in the blink of an eye. What the? A teleportation jutsu? Sakura asked. My father's jutsu that he taught to me. Your father's? Wait, now I recognize him. He's the Yellow Flash. Sakura exclaimed. Yup, he is. Naruto beamed before setting Kadenshi down. He is a famous war hero from the Leaf. What is he doing here? Sakura asked. Naruto sighed as he started filling up the tub. I'm surprised you know of him like that. The majority of the Leaf call him and my mom traitors for leaving the Leaf and coming here. Traitor. He is retired. Sakura said. But he wasn't at the time. That's what my history books told me. After the war the Yellow Flash hung up his headband and retired as a ninja. He moved to a faraway village and raised a family. Then your textbooks are wrong. Are you sure he is the real Yellow Flash and not his twin? My dad was an only child and an orphan. Naruto sighed. I don't want to talk about that anymore. If you want to know more, ask that Kakashi guy. He was one of my dad's students. Sakura went wide-eyed as Naruto led Kadenshi into the bath. Whoa, I never knew. Sakura breathed out. It's not something we care to mention. I have to bathe Kadenshi. Naruto said before creating a single shadow clone. My clone will take you to another bathroom if you prefer. Please. Sakura said. Naruto nodded before helping Kadenshi get out of her bathing suit. Right this way. Clone Naruto said before leading Sakura out. Sakura let the clone lead her down the hallway. She noticed the house was built in a traditional Japanese style as all the major ninja clans in the Leaf were. They took a left down the hall and entered a guest bedroom. This place is huge. Sakura said in awe. It is pretty cozy. Naruto's clone said. You call this cozy? This bedroom is 3 times the size of mine back home. Really? Do you live in a shoebox? Compared to this, I do. It's just a 2-bedroom apartment. Well, as the boss always says, it pays to be rich. That just made you sound pretentious. Sakura frowned. Well, it does. The clone said as he opened the door to the private bathroom. It should have towels and soap. Everything you could need. I'll have the servants bring you a spare set of clothes. You need anything, just ask them. But be polite. Actually, I have all my clothes right here. Sakura said before pulling out a storage scroll. Including a nice outfit I picked for. Wait, is this a formal dinner? Well, yeah. This is to celebrate the alliance between Whirlpool and Leaf. So dress formal. Gotcha. I have the perfect thing. Now, if you'll excuse me. The clone nodded before exploding into a puff of smoke. Sakura unrolled her scroll on the bed and looked for the seal for her dress wear. Once found, she unsealed it in 5 outfits. Which one do I want? Go for the red one. Inner said. Sakura held up the red dress in question. It was a form-fitting number with a split bottom that came just below her knees and showed off a good deal of cleavage. No, this isn't appropriate for something like this. What about the purple one? That's the dress I wore for Kakashi-sensei's wedding to Shizune. This won't work either. And the black one is funeral wear, so the blue one or the pink one. Sakura looked at the blue dress. It was a form-fitting dress with the skirt coming down to just above her knees, but the pink one was a lot more modest. No cleavage, shin-length flowing skirt and a short, white shawl. This one, she decided. Sakura packed the other outfits back in her scroll and unsealed another seal that contained her underwear. Since this was a strapless dress, she just took a fresh pair of panties and stockings. She took out a pair of pink dress shoes with 4-inch heels to go with her dress and headed into the bathroom. I would have gone with the red one. Inner said. This is a formal dinner with the heads of the Uzumaki clan. I'm not going to make myself look like a classy. Sakura said firmly before closing the bathroom door. After a short while later, Naruto and his siblings were bathed and dressed in their formal wear and were now waiting on Sakura to finish up. In that moment, Kushina and Tsunade entered the foyer. Kids, go wait in the living room. Kushina ordered. Okay, Mom. Altair and Najena said before escorting their younger sister away. I'll go get Sakura. Tsunade said before going upstairs. And you come with me. Kushina said to her eldest son. Huh, what did I do? Naruto asked. Nothing. You need to come with me to the meeting hall. Oh right, Naruto said as they started walking. So how do you like her so far? Kushina asked. She seems really cool. I definitely like her. Naruto admitted. Good. How does she feel about you? I think she likes me too. She hasn't been acting fake or anything. Good, good. Maybe I'll be a grandmother after all. Kushina smirked. As if that was ever in doubt. Naruto's sweat dropped. Why do you think I had 3 more babies? I wanted to increase my chances. Kushina smiled. And I didn't want you to feel alone. Yeah, I'm sure having 3 kids was all to my benefit. Having 3 little squirts to take care of. Naruto said. Exactly. Now when the meeting starts, I want you to let me do the talking. When they ask how you feel about the marriage, just tell them what you just told me. Don't shout at any of them and we will be sinking out teeth into Chef Mango's honey roasted boar soon enough. He makes damn good boar. Exactly. With the mushroom duckles. Sweet sage, I can taste it now. Kushina's mouth watered. I hope this gets over quick. And tomorrow, I'm taking Sakura-chan to our favorite ramen place. Already planning your first date? Kushina smiled. Good man. She'll love it there. Or we will have to call off the marriage. She wants to try our ramen. She talked about a ramen stand back in the Leaf that she said was really good. Does the name, was it? Ichiraku's. Does that ring a bell? It doesn't. It must have opened up after your father and I left the leaf. Oh. Naruto sighed before remembering something. She knows the truth, by the way. I told her. Kushina sighed but nodded. Your father and I told you never to tell anyone unless you absolutely trust this person. Am I right in assuming that you trust her? I mean, she seems like a good person. You approved of her. But do you trust her? Kushina pressed. Naruto's eyes narrowed. She hasn't kept any secrets from me. That you know of. Kushina said. I trust Lady Tsunade. And she vouches for Sakura. But she could just as easily be a spy for the leaf. Do you honestly believe that? Naruto asked. It would be foolish not to entertain that idea. Kushina said. I don't think she is. I pray you are right. But we must convince the elders as well. Did you read her file at all? I did. Why? She told me she took out Sasori. Kushina nodded. She did. It is part of the reason I agreed to this match. She could easily be the most powerful kunoichi of her generation. I agree. She even showed me her scar from the battle. It's still fresh, so it must have happened recently. Yes. What is your point? I'm just clarifying because I haven't had the chance to read her file myself. I told you to read it. Kushina said. I have to had time. I'm sorry, but between looking after the squirts and training all of my cousins and everything else, I've been so busy that I didn't get a chance to read it. I'm sure. Now come on. The elders await, Kushina said as she took his arm in hers so that he may escort her inside. Naruto nodded and led her mother into the council chambers. It was a large room with a very high ceiling. Sitting in a semicircle were half a dozen elders who were looking over various files. Out of the whole room, Naruto spotted two very familiar faces and smiled. Hey Granny. Hey Gramps. The elders looked up and the two that Naruto called out to smiled. Hello, Naruto. His grandmother smiled. How are you doing? Keeping busy. Oh, you know me. Never a moment's rest. Naruto grinned. Oh, you should take it easier. You are still young. You'll work yourself into an early grave. His grandmother said. Nah, I'll be fine. Naruto waved off. As stubborn as your mother. His grandfather chuckled. Well, you two have a seat. We'll begin as soon as Tsunade and your bride-to-be are here. Right. Naruto said as he took his seat on the highest podium next to his mother. So Naruto, how do you like this girl? His grandmother asked. I like her. She is fun, super nice, and she can hold her own in a fight. You would like her. Naruto smiled. Good to hear. His grandmother smiled before the doors opened. In stepped Lady Tsunade in her full Hokage garb complete with the famous red-brimmed hat. By her side was Sakura wearing a beautiful pink dress that had Naruto smiling at how beautiful she was. Walking behind both of them was Kakashi in his Anbu gear. All the chatter ceased for the two women to sit at the table before the clan elders and Kushina. Lady Hokage, may I formally welcome you to the Hidden Whirlpool Village. Kushina greeted. Tsunade bowed. Thank you, Lady Kushina. Allow me to introduce you to my most skilled apprentice and one of my prized kunoichi, Sakura Haruno. Sakura took it as her cue to stand up and bow before the court. It is an honor, Lady Kushina. The honor is ours, Sakura. Please be seated. Sakura took her seat and noticed Naruto seated beside his mother. He was wearing a formal kimono in his clan's style. He filled out the robes well. All broad shoulders. She could see him as the head of the clan one day. Kushina stood up to address the room. So, my elders. The item for discussion today. The village hidden in the leaves has asked us to ally with them once again in their time of crisis. To that end, Lady Tsunade Senju has traveled here to gift my son a bride so that they may seal this alliance in matrimony. I have exchanged letters with Lady Senju and this marriage has my approval and my son's approval. What say you, clan elders? The elders erupted in muttering and whispering. Until one bearded old man stood up. This offering is an insult to our clan and our nation. The hidden leaf did not stand with us in our hour of need after we kept faith for generations. Now in forgiveness they offer us a low-born kunoichi to marry our clan heir. We should send them both back before we waste the room in our guest beds. Peace, Natomi. Another old man spoke up. The Leaf Elders who broke faith with us are disposed of power. Lest we forget how Lady Tsunade was one of our most vocal supporters after our nation's darkest hour. An alliance now could be beneficial to us and our children. Then what of the girl? A nobody they send us. Natomi spat. Patience, Natomi. This girl has talent. Her file is very extensive. Many eye-opening deeds by a girl so young. One elder spoke. Assisted in the assassination of Zabuza Momochi, one of the 7 swordsmen of the Hidden Mist. Assisted in the defense of the Hidden Leaf against the Hidden Sand Village and Orochimaru with his sound ninja. Assisted and killed Sasori of the Red Sand, a known agent to the Akatsuki. Trained personally by Lady Senju herself and is one of the best medical ninjas in the world. 23 A-rank missions, 7 S-rank missions and a glowing service record. She is impressive, but her low-class upbringing is concerning. The Leaf would not spare us even a daughter of the Inuzuka clan. Yet they expect an alliance. Humph. An elder lady scoffed. We should send her back and demand a daughter of the Sarutobi or the Nara. Another lady scoffed. Elders please. Tsunade jumped in. The Sarutobi and Nara clans do not have a daughter like Sakura Haruno. Not even the Hyuga or the Uchiha could compare. She is from a civilian clan, yes, but she has risen to stand at my side all by herself. She has no Kekkei Genkei, yet she killed one of the Akatsuki who even our Uchiha fear. She mastered medical arts that my ward Shizune could not attempt even though she is 20 years her senior. She has risen up as one of the Konoha 11, the Leaf's most exceptional generation of ninja not seen in 30 years. She would be an invaluable asset to your village and to your clan. I wager she could even bring the hidden whirlpool up as the next beacon of medical knowledge, just as I once did in the Leaf. There was a muttering of agreement from the elders. Even Natomi seemed intrigued. Let me say something, please. Naruto spoke up. Naruto. Kushina said, but Naruto raised his hand. Please, mother. Naruto said. Kushina nodded. I have only known Sakura for less than a few hours, but she is by far one of the best women I have met so far. I'm willing to give her a chance, and I hope that, if she is willing, Sakura-chan will give me a chance as well. Naruto smiled at her. I really like what I've seen of her so far. In terms of brute strength, she put me into a corner when we spared on the beach. So I beg you, please accept her. If you do, it would make me the happiest man in the world. No regrets. Naruto. Natomi spoke. You have been the most selfless man we have seen in a very long time. You give so much to others without even asking anything in return. And now, here you are, asking us for a favor. The first time you have ever asked for anything from us. If she really means that much to you, then I shall consider it. There were more mutters of agreement. Very well. If there are no more naysayers, we shall accept the marriage. Kushina said. The elders muttered amongst themselves for a moment before Kushina's father stood up. It is unanimous. Us elders have agreed to allow this marriage. He spoke before looking at Sakura. Miss Haruno, upon the both of you reaching your 18th birthday, you two shall be wed in our presence. Before such time, you will remain here with us. You will learn our ways and reach out to the people of the Hidden Whirlpool. Your shinobi status will be transferred under the command of Lady Kushina, depending on the results of a placement exam. At which time, you will no longer wear the mark of the leaf, but the mark of the Uzumaki clan. Your status as a medic will be instated immediately as a doctor for one of our surrounding clinics until we can come up with a better system. It was originally our request to have you bed with Naruto upon our approval of you, but by the request of Lady Kushina, you shall share the same room with him until you two are comfortable with one another. You and Naruto may pursue your relationship in whichever manner befits you both. You will also be taught our laws as well. Consider your stay to be a test to prove your loyalty to us. If we find that you do not meet our expectations, you will be sent back to your home village and the alliance between us and the leaf will terminate without a chance to revive it. If you reject the marriage, the alliance will be voided and you will be removed from our village. Do you accept these terms? I do, Sakura said. The elder man smiled. Then we welcome you to our home. Sakura smiled. Her gaze met Naruto, who was also smiling. This felt right. Then the celebration is on. Lady Kushina declared. We shall feast and dance and drink till the sun rises again. Agreed. There is a honey-roasted pork calling my name, Natomi said before putting away his paperwork. That got Sakura's attention. Honey-roasted what now? We will find out, Tsunade said, looking more relieved than she had in months. Hours later, the feast died down. Sakura had never eaten so much food or tasted so much wine in her life. Which wasn't saying much with the wine, but Lady Tsunade had insisted. Sakura managed to escape from her alcoholic master just as her mind started to sway. She found herself on the dance floor and had either impressed everyone with her sick moves or had made an utter fool of herself. Either way, nobody seemed to care. They were focused on having their own fun. Sakura then met up with Naruto and danced with him and his siblings until he put them to bed. Sakura danced with several of Naruto's cousins before he came back to dance some more. Now it was past 3 in the morning and Sakura was dead tired and being led by Naruto to her room. Sweet sage, your family knows how to party. Sakura smiled as she walked in zigzags down the hall. Yeah, we're an energetic bunch. Naruto chuckled. Ino would have loved this. Boy, did she miss out. Who is Ino? Naruto asked. My best friend growing up. She's like a sister to me. Oh really? You should invite her to visit. I'm sure she would love it here. Can I do that? Sure. I mean, I would have to get the okay from my mom. But you could. Oh, that would be fantastic. Sakura beamed. Yep. Another day though. I am gonna sleep like a log tonight. Naruto said as he led Sakura to their bedroom. Agreed. My feet are killing me. What was I thinking wearing heels? I don't know, and I never got to tell you this, but when I saw you walk in through those doors into the council chamber, my jaw nearly hit the floor. You looked so beautiful. You charmer, you. Were you this sweet to all your girlfriends or am I just lucky? Oh, you are definitely lucky. You won the jackpot, remember? Naruto smirked. Oh, I did I? I don't remember saying that. Sakura smirked. You totally did. Naruto joked. Prove it. Oh hey, we're here. Naruto said as he opened the doors to his bedroom. As soon as Sakura saw his room, her jaw nearly hit the floor. His bedroom was huge. It had to be at least 200 square feet and it was the first time she got a really good look at it. On one side of the room, there were 2 identical dressers against the wall that could fit many clothes. Next to that was a door that she assumed was a closet. Above the dressers was a massive 65-inch TV mounted on the wall. Near the corner to the right of the dressers was a door that led to Naruto's bathroom that she had been in previously. Directly in front of her was a large window that had a view of the town and beach below and looked out towards the large bridge she crossed to get here. Opposite the dressers were 2 full-size beds, one had a canopy and curtains that she assumed was hers. It was meant so she could have her privacy if she needed it. Whoa, this is your room, Sakura exclaimed. Nope. Naruto grinned. It's our room. Now Sakura was feeling like she just hit the jackpot. Now she didn't have to worry about tripping over her furniture like she did in her old bedroom, which was so small it might as well have been a walk-in closet compared to this. So this is real. We are engaged. In 2 years we will be married. Sakura said aloud. Yup. Naruto nodded. The reality of the situation was hitting her like a ton of bricks. She was getting married in 2 years to a man that she had just met a little more than 12 hours ago. Despite the short time she has known Naruto, it all seemed right. He was a kind and happy man with a heart of gold, and from what she was told by the elders, he put others' needs before his own. As rich as he is, and he still cared more about others' well-being than his own. Where has this man been all my life? She thought before walking in. Over here in Whirlpool. But now so are you. Inner thought. Did you leave behind any boyfriends or anything? Naruto asked. What? No. Sakura said. Did you even date anyone? Naruto asked, now very curious. Sakura sighed. I never have. Not from lack of trying, mind you. What? Are the men in your village gay or something? Because if I had lived there, I would have been after you in a heartbeat. Sakura blushed. Well, that's just how it played out. Now I am really tired. Yeah, I hear you. But first I need to show you where you can put your clothes. Naruto informed. The dresser facing your bed is yours, and you can make full use of the walk-in closet. He said before opening said closet. Once again, Sakura was wide-eyed. The walk-in closet was huge, just like the rest of this house. One side of the closet had all of Naruto's stuff, but on the other side, it was bare. This closet was what most women dreamed of. As she inspected it, she did see something hanging on her side of the closet. It was a bag meant for a dress. When she opened it, she gasped. It was a gorgeous wedding dress that looked out of date compared to fashion standards these days. Oh my god. Ah, I see you found your dress. Naruto smiled. It's a family heirloom going back to my great-grandmother. It was hers, then my grandmother's, and then my mom's. And now, you'll get to use it and pass it down to our daughter. Wow. Sakura gasped. Supposedly, not sure how accurate this is, but it is said that it was once Lady Mito's. You would know her as the first Hokage's wife. Sakura went wide-eyed. Are you serious? She said, holding the dress out at arm's length. She should be wearing gloves and be delivering this dress to a museum. Like I said, I don't know if it was actually hers or not. But it is believed that it is. Since she was once an Uzumaki, it's kept in the clan. Want a minute? Lady Tsunade's grandfather was the first Hokage. So, that means, she's related to the Uzumaki clan by blood. Yup. Naruto confirmed. Whoa. Sakura breathed out before she carefully put the dress back in the bag. Come on. I'll give you a proper tour of the bathroom. Naruto said before heading to the bathroom and Sakura following. Once she saw it, she recognized some of it, but didn't get a chance to really see it. There was an old ceramic-coated cast iron tub on feet with a curtain surrounding it in the forefront. There is also a shower right over here. Naruto said before pulling back a curtain to the shower stall. It was a stone shower that had enough space for 2 people. And over here is the toilet. He added and pointed to a space in the wall with another curtain revealing a toilet. Big on privacy, I see. Sakura mused with relief. Well, there weren't any curtains before you came. We put those up by my request so you wouldn't feel so exposed. You really are a gentleman, aren't you? Is that a bad thing? Naruto asked. Sakura slapped his arm. Of course not, you goof. Naruto just laughed. Mind you, there is no lock on the door. Sakura shrugged. No big deal. Everything has curtains so you can be in here if you need to be, and there won't be an issue. Okay, good. Now, bed before I pass out. Aren't you going to change first? Naruto asked. Oh right. Yeah, I'll be out in a minute. Naruto nodded before leaving the bathroom and closing the door behind him, letting Sakura get changed into her sleepwear. After a few minutes, Sakura came back out wearing pink pajamas with a flower pattern all over. Pink is really your color, you know that. Naruto smiled. That's the same thing Ino said. Sakura giggled before pulling back the covers on her bed. Naruto smiled before stripping off his robe and pants until only his boxers remained. Sakura blushed and had to avert her gaze. Damn, he was hot. Naruto then fell into bed. Good night, Sakura-chan. Good night, Naruto. Sakura smiled before closing her canopy curtains and relaxing into bed. The moment her head touched the pillow, she passed out. The next day, Sakura had woken up to see that it was nearly 11 a.m. She had never slept in this late and sprang up out of bed to get started with her day. When she looked over at Naruto's bed, she saw that he wasn't in it and that it was already made up. What she did hear was the sound of running water and Naruto's poor attempt at singing. He was evidently in the shower. She couldn't help but giggle. So, he sings in the shower, or at least he's trying to. Sakura pulled out her storage scroll and began putting away her clothes into the dresser, but keeping an outfit out for her to wear today. Bra, panties. I think I'll wear my usual casual wear, she thought before pulling out a dark-colored skirt and a pink shirt. Once her wardrobe was put away, Sakura took her outfit into her hands and opened the door to the bathroom. The shower was still running, but she didn't hear Naruto singing anymore. At first, she thought something was wrong until she heard him spit and then gargle. She immediately concluded that he was brushing his teeth. Morning, Sakura said from the other side of the curtain. Morning, Sakura-chan, Naruto greeted from the other side of the curtain. Sakura set her clothes down on the sink and pulled back the curtain for the tub and turned on the water. So, what's on today's itinerary? She asked before heading to the toilet. Well, I figured I'd take you to my favorite ramen shop and then whatever you wanna do after that. Sounds good to me. Sakura agreed as she closed the curtain behind her so she could do her business. Sakura heard the water turn off and a curtain open. Naruto was getting out of the shower. Her cheeks flushed as he imagined what he would look like coming out of the shower. She was trying very hard to respect his privacy and not peek, but the temptation was too strong. She reached out with a single finger to create just enough of a hole for her to see. What she saw made her face turn completely red and her jaw dropped. He was facing away from her, but she got full view of his bare backside and every muscle from his neck down to his heels. Man ahoy, Inner cheered. Oh my god, he's so fucking hot. Sakura thought. In that moment he started to turn around. Her better judgment kicked in and she pulled away from the curtain. Don't come out, I just stepped out of the shower, Naruto informed. Well, put a towel on because I'm almost done, Sakura ordered. Okay, Naruto replied. Naruto grabbed a towel from a nearby towel bar and wrapped it around his waist. Okay, it's safe. Sakura finished doing her business and stood up. She pulled her bottoms back up and flushed before pulling the curtain back. She saw Naruto at the sink who was working on shaving off his stubble. Could you step out for a minute so I can get undressed? Can it wait a minute? I just got this stuff on my face, he said, pointing to the shaving cream on his cheeks. Crap, Sakura thought before she went back to the tub and noticed it hadn't started filling yet. Is something wrong with the drain on the tub? It's not filling. Not that I'm aware of. There's a plug on the windowsill on the other side of the curtain. I typically use that. Sakura walked around the tub and saw the drain plug in question. She grabbed it and was about to put it in, but she then got an idea. The water was warm enough that she could sit in the tub and let it fill from there if she undressed in the tub. Just got an idea. You don't need to step out. Naruto raised an eyebrow as he watched Sakura step into the tub, still fully clothed. You're gonna bathe with your clothes on? No, silly. I'm going to get undressed in here. Sakura giggled before closing the curtain and taking her top off. Oh, that's pretty smart. Naruto chuckled. Yup. Sakura smiled before pulling her pants and panties off and putting them with her shirt. She discarded them on the floor next to the tub and put the drain plug in, allowing the tub to fill. I know it's odd. Regardless of the fact that we're getting married in 2 years, I'm still not ready to reveal myself to you just yet. Hey, we guys can be modest too. It's Naruto noticed her used panties laying on the ground in front of the tub. It's fine. And that's why I think I can trust you with not invading my privacy. Because if I couldn't, I'd punch you in the face for looking at my underwear right now. Sakura smirked. Oh, like I would ever do that. Naruto said as he noticed the subtle lace stitching near the leg holes. Naruto, there is a small hole in the curtain and I can see you staring at them. Sakura deadpanned before she spotted some bottles of shampoo on a shelf next to her and a bottle of her favorite bubble bath. Ooh, you have my favorite bubble bath. She beamed. Wait, why is there a peephole? Naruto asked. Don't ask me. I didn't put it there. How old are the curtains? Old enough. Let me go find a servant. They should be replacing those. Well, it can wait until later. Right, and the bubble bath is my sister's, but you can use it if you want to. Later tonight, definitely. I want to be shown around the village. Sounds good. Naruto said before he spotted Sakura's change of clothes on the other side of the counter. He looked away out of fear of getting caught being less than gentlemanly around her and finished his shaving. Can you get me a towel? Sakura asked. And some shaving cream and a razor. Sure thing. Naruto agreed before leaving the bathroom. Once Naruto returned with the items she requested, he left to give her some privacy. Nearly half an hour later, Naruto was laying on his bed fully clothed watching some TV when Sakura stepped out in her outfit for the day. Ready to start the day? Sakura asked. Naruto looked over at her and saw that she was wearing a pink shirt with a dark-colored skirt. Plain and simple clothes compared to last night. Yup. And I'm hungry, so let's make our first top lunch. Naruto smiled. Sounds good. After a few short minutes, Naruto led Sakura outside of the mansion and out into the village streets. How much of the people here are clan members? Sakura asked. Well, that's easy. Anyone with red hair really. Naruto smiled. Right, but you said there are over 10,000 people here. How many of those are clan members? At least 90% of them are clan members. Others are foreigners or traders. Really? Sakura mused. Do you by chance have a trader with faded pink hair and a mustache come here to do business? Oh, Kizzy. Yeah, he's here 3 times a week. Why? Naruto asked. Sakura's eyes widened. That's my dad. His name is Kazashi. Oh no, foolin'. Naruto beamed. Yeah, he's cool. Little goofy. Kinda laid back. Yes, that's him. Wow. I didn't know he came here. Sakura smiled. At least she will get to see her dad from time to time. Oh, he's a regular. He brings spices and other stuff we normally can't get. Well, now I don't have to worry about not seeing him for a long time. My mom may come with him sometimes. Cool. Sakura smiled brightly as they came to a rather popular ramen shop called Tanzeki's World Class Ramen. Is this the place? Sakura asked. Yup. This is it. Best ramen in town. Naruto smiled confidently. Well, alright. Let's give it a shot. Sakura smiled before the two of them walked inside. It was surprisingly not busy for a place that sells the best ramen in town, but Sakura didn't care. Well, if it isn't Naruto. A red-haired man behind the counter greeted. Hey, how's business? Naruto asked. Slow, but should be picking up in an hour. Here for your usual. The man asked before he noticed Sakura. Ah, so is this your fiancé? Naruto grinned widely. You heard about that, huh? Well, yes, she is. I'm showing her around town. It's her first time here. Well, ain't that something? Tell you what, little lady. For today only, your meal is on the house. Oh, that's very generous of you. Sakura smiled. I'll have whatever Naruto has. 2 miso pork ramen coming right up. The man grinned before going back into the kitchen. He was back in a much shorter time than Sakura was used to and brought out 2 bowls of ramen to them. You two enjoy. I'll be in the back if you need me. He said before leaving the two of them alone. Looks interesting. Sakura's sweat dropped as she looked at it. She's had this one before, but something about it seemed off. It's better than it looks, trust me. Naruto assured before digging in. Alright. Sakura nodded before taking a bite. Almost instantly, she made a disgusted face and spit it out. Yuck. You don't like it? Naruto asked in shock. It's loaded with salt and the meat tastes frozen. The broth is bland and tasteless and the veggies are mushy. I'm sorry, but this is horrible. Oh, and this Ichiraku's is better. Naruto asked in annoyance. Put it this way. Sakura started. The first time you have Ichiraku's, you'll never want ramen from anywhere else again. Forgive me for being skeptical, but that sounds too good to be true. Well, if we ever make it to the leaf, you can try it for yourself. And you will see the difference. Maybe I'll have a mission there one day. With this new alliance, joint missions may be possible. That's true. Sakura smiled. Anyway, lunch may be a bust, but there is plenty more to see in the village. Well then, show me around, dear. Sakura smirked before giggling. As you wish, honey. Naruto smirked as he held out his elbow. Sakura took his arm and he escorted her out back into the village streets. The next few hours were spent familiarizing Sakura to every little shop in the market. Who had what, where to get the best prices, and who to talk to if you wanted this or that. And over there is the movie theater. Pretty small, but it is usually packing. Naruto said. Noted. Sakura replied, feeling a bit giddy. Everywhere she went she was treated like royalty. Only because of Naruto and being his bride-to-be, but still. It was an intoxicating feeling. And the hidden whirlpool village was beautiful. You could easily mistake it for a resort town. And over there is a shop I have been meaning to bring you to. Naruto said, pointing at the building with the sign overhead that read Surf Shack Shop. Why here? I can't surf. Sakura informed. No, but I said I would train you. Around here, everyone has a board or a boat. Makes sense, just a little nervous is all. Nothing to be nervous about. We will start you off with a beginner's wind sail and before long you will be surfing with the best of them. Trust me. Just keep me away from the whirlpools, please. I said I wouldn't take you there until you are ready. You think I would risk my bride's life like that? Right. It's just, this is all new to me and I'm still kinda overwhelmed from yesterday. Alright. Sorry. It's just that all this walking around and shopping. I haven't bought you anything save for lunch. I want you to think of this place as home. I know this might be scary coming to live in a new place. It is. Right. You know what? How about we come back to this later? What would you like to do? Naruto asked. What would I like to do? Sakura mused as the thought deeply about it. Inner cheered. Inner? That's rude. He's trying to show me a good time. I meant have with him. Inner deadpanned. No to that too. What? You saw that? You'd have to be a lesbian not to want that body of his to plow you. I swear you are worse than Ino. I just met him. We will wait until we are married to have. You sure you don't wanna take a test drive? Inner said while waggling her eyebrows. I'm certain. Sakura said firmly. Wow. You're no fun. Inner huffed. I have a feeling you are responsible for me peeping on him. Sakura growled. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, you. Sakura snapped. She went back to deciding on where to go. She did want to check out the tide pools on the beach, but she didn't bring her swimwear. Then again, her bathing suit was old and falling apart. She needed a new one. Then she had an idea. Does this surf shop sell swimwear? It does. Naruto said. Good. Because I just remembered that my bathing suit is falling apart and I need a new one. We've come to the right place then. Shay and Shaw are both foreigners, but they know their stuff. Cool. And maybe, if you're a good boy, I might model a few for you. Sakura smiled. And what if I'm a bad boy? Naruto smirked. Then you won't get a present I have for you later. Sakura said simply before entering the shop. Naruto's brain paused for a moment as he tried to process what she meant. He snapped out of his trance when he realized Sakura walked in the store. Hey, wait up. Naruto followed Sakura inside the shop and were greeted by the owners. Ah, Naruto. Shaw, the owner's brother greeted. Naruto met his greeting with a shared fist bump. What's up, Shaw? How is business? Naruto smiled. Can't complain. It's da slow season. Folks only need repairs, not new boards. But who have we? He asked, his voice with an accent that Sakura couldn't place. Ah, this is Sakura. She's my bride-to-be. Naruto smiled. Ah, it is an honor, ma lady. Sha bowed. Thank you. Sakura smiled before getting to business. I need a new swimsuit. Nothing too revealing, but eye-catching at the same time. What do you have like that? Ah, that is my sister's department. Are you sure you wouldn't like a board? I would be honored to craft you one. I appreciate it, but I've never even been on a board before. 10 Why don't you? Avenue Naru to train you. He is the best surfer on the island. Besides me, of course. I'm going to. But for now, a swimsuit. Hers is falling apart and she needs a new one. Naruto said. Breton. Air you. Oi, Shay. What you want? I busy pon da office. Shay responded. Got customer pon front, need swimsuit. I can't do it. Shaw called back. Brutta. Shay called back. In a moment, Shay appeared from the back. She was dark-skinned like her brother with her braids done up in a ponytail that nearly reached down to her ankles. As Dad Naruto. She spied. Hey, Shay. Naruto waved. Long time no see. Has been a while since I seen you. Where you been, brutta? Shay asked. My swimsuit never ripped, but my bride-to-be's did. Naruto said. Shay looked at Sakura and examined her petite frame. Oi, you too skinny, girl. Ya need to eat more if ya can be Naruto's wife and ting. Sakura frowned. Excuse you. She said you need to gain some weight. Naruto whispered to Sakura. I know what she said. Sakura hissed. Right. Sorry. Naruto backed off. Come on, Shay. She's not that skinny. If ya say so, brutta. Shay shrugged. What you want for swimsuit? Something for my groom-to-be's pleasure, but not too revealing. Sakura said. Nothing to reveal. Shay muttered. Shay, be nice to brutta Naruto's woman and ting, yeah. I will have Faye talk later. Shaw said. Shay sighed. Brutta, follow I have something dat make you look good fair Naruto and ting. She ordered Sakura before heading to the swimwear section. Sakura followed Shay to the swimwear area and she saw a myriad of swimsuits of all different styles. Some were too modest for her liking while many were far too revealing. Especially one she saw that was nothing but a narrow string thong and the top would only cover her nipples. But there was one that she saw out of the corner of her eye. It was a red two-piece suit with a removable skirt section called a sarong. The top had enough coverage to hide what little she had, but still made her look, and the bottom was just like her panties. It covered all of the important parts while still revealing enough to make her look appealing. This one, she said before picking it off the rack. Good choice, sister. I saw Naruto eyeing dat little number on another girl last we went sailing with him. Well, now the only one he'll eye is me with it. Is there a changing room? He liked it on, he will love it on you. And the changing room is in the back. Thanks. Get ready for his head to spin. Sakura smirked before walking to the back where she found the changing room. A minute later she pulled back the curtain to reveal herself in all her glory. She looked at herself in the mirror and smiled. Perfect. She thought before heading back up front to show Naruto. Naruto was busy being shown the latest buffer polish by Shaw. So he had his back turned as Sakura strolled up to him. She tapped on his shoulder to get his attention. Naruto. He said as he turned around. When he saw Sakura, his jaw dropped. Her top covered most of her, but left enough revealed to give him a fair amount of cleavage. From down there, he saw nothing but skin until he got to her waist. Her bottom half was covered by a skirt that looked like a kind of towel, but it stopped just halfway down her thigh on one side and shorter on the other. The suit hugged her figure, and revealed it perfectly. Beyond that, he got to really see her creamy white legs that went on for days until they reached her sandals. It was the perfect swimsuit for her and he liked it so much, he thought he felt something running from his nose. Sakura saw his expression. At first, she blushed out of embarrassment, but then she felt proud that her new outfit made his eyes stick to her like glue. Something that never happened with any other guy. When she saw his nosebleed, she giggled before smirking. "You're bleeding," she said. "Oh," Naruto said as he reached up and wiped away his nose. "So, does this meet the approval of my future husband?" Sakura asked innocently. She was having a lot of fun today. "Oh, this meets my approval," Naruto said as he drank her all in. "Good. Then I'll take it." Sakura smiled brightly. "All right, Shay. Ring her up," Naruto called out. "Ire, brutta, I did. 1200 Ryo," Shay responded. "Yikes, maybe I should find a cheaper one," Sakura said before Naruto reached into his wallet and pulled out the cash. Naruto, you don't have to buy this," she hissed. "What kind of husband would I be if I didn't buy it?" Naruto asked as he eyed up Sakura some more. "Besides, I really like it." Sakura blushed. "Are you sure?" "Very sure." Sakura couldn't believe what she was hearing. All her life, she had been taught to pay close attention to the price tag because her parents didn't have a lot of money and she didn't make that much money either. So they had to have a set budget. No name brand items and find the same item cheaper elsewhere. That's what was woven into her mind since she was a kid. But Naruto didn't even give it a second thought. He was told the price and he whipped out the cash quicker than greased lightning. "Something wrong?" Naruto asked. "I'll tell you later." Sakura waved off. "All right, but I am not returning the suit. We are going to the beach later. My cousin is returning from a mission and we are throwing him a party." "Right. It's just, ever since I was a kid, my parents were so low income that they couldn't get me the things I really wanted, so I had to settle on what they could get at a bargain. This is really the first time anyone had gotten me something I really liked. Well, my dad always said, there is nothing wrong with indulging. Just so long as we remember where we came from." "What does that mean?" Sakura asked. "My cousin once translated it into you can enjoy your wealth, just don't be about it." "Huh. That actually makes sense." Sakura mused. "So I'm gonna treat you like royalty today. Are you sure that this is all you wanted?" Naruto asked. "I really wanna get you aboard." Sakura took in a deep breath and she sighed. She knew that if she was gonna live in an area where surfing and wind sailing was a way of life, she'd have to learn to do it, too. "I suppose." "Great. Sha. We need a beginner board for Sakura." Naruto smiled. "Ire, mon, I gonna make ya a good board." Sha beamed. "Make me one." Sakura asked. Me boards are handmade to order. I gon have to measure you test board." "Okay." Sakura said as Sha pulled out a tape measure and immediately began measuring from Sakura's toes to her armpit and then her knees. "Ya have low center of gravity. Why? Dat good, girl." Sha smiled. "Probably because we got more junk in our trunk over up top." Inner commented. "Hey, if it helps, it does. In more ways than one. Our hubby has his eyes glued to our eyes on the prize. You are such a shameless tease, you know that." Inner smirked. "No, that's you. I am just enjoying myself. By being a tease. Maybe. Naruto does make it fun to tease him. Just don't let the poor boy suffer any longer than he has to." "What suffering? All this teasing with no reward if you catch my drift. Then it's a test of how much of a gentleman he truly is. At least let him have something. A slap on the once in a while. Let him squeeze it. Something. Yeah, you just met. Yet you two act like you've been a couple for a few months now. Well, I am not a piece of meat. Whatever I give him will be given because I want to give it. Not because he accumulated enough arbitrary points. That's not what I'm saying. Even you have to agree that he, out of all the guys you try to get to notice you, is glued to your hip, and it's not because of some dumb alliance. If I can see it, then so can you. He is genuinely attracted to you and he thinks you're hot. How many guys can you say actually got the reaction he got from seeing you just now? And I think that he is hot. That doesn't mean that he owes me or that I should get to cup a feel. You act like I am a bitch just because I won't put out for a guy the first met yesterday. I have more to offer him than my body. Then do so. Because, from my point of view, he's giving, and what do you have to show for it? Being eye candy. Sakura was going to protest, but Inner had a point. Over the last 24 hours, Naruto had been doing everything he could to make her as comfortable as possible. He took her to lunch which she didn't like, took her on a tour of the town, bought her an expensive swimsuit, and is now getting her a custom-made surfboard. And what has she done to reward him? Flaunt her new bikini and give him a small peck on the cheek yesterday for genuinely complimenting her body and forehead. Now, looking at it through Inner's perspective, she realized that she was starting to act like a gold digger. This wasn't who she was. Look, I'm not saying you should drop your panties and open your legs for him right in the middle of the store. All I'm saying is that you should give him something in return for all the kind things he has done for you in such a short time. Anything besides my body. Anything. Hell, sleeping in the same bed as him is a good start. You two cuddle up to one another and you sleep. Not sure about the sleeping part, but the cuddling I could do, I guess. That doesn't sound so bad. Sakura mused. But what about right now? Well, he did say he wanted to teach you windsurfing. You can allow him to teach you to do that for right now. I'm still nervous about that, but he is going through all of this trouble to teach me, so I guess I'll suck it up and learn. There you go. He will love that. Sakura smiled before returning back to reality. She watched as Naruto was talking to Shaw while the latter started drawing up design for her new board. Nah, she should have a beginner's board. We give her something too advanced, she will just fall off. Naruto said. Ire. Let I make ya good board, brutta. Sweet. When do you think it will be done? Come back air tomorrow, brutta. I gonna make dis board special fair ya girl, mon. Okay. I'll just teach her on my board for now. Ire. Brutta. One love. Shaw nodded. Thanks Shaw. You're the man. Naruto nodded. Tain't no problem. Oh, I have dat ting your mother asked for. Niece. I'll take it to her. Shaw slipped Naruto a small envelope where he promptly hid it from sight. What was that? Sakura asked. I'll tell you later. It's for my mom. Naruto said simply. Okay. Sakura said, confused by the secrecy. Come on. We can drop this off at my house and hit the beach. Okay. Sakura smiled. Naruto and Sakura said their goodbyes before heading back out onto the streets. As they walked by, Sakura saw something that made her gasp. There was a man at a produce stand smoking what appeared to be a stick of pot. Naruto. That guy over there. Sakura whipped. Naruto looked over and smiled. Ah, that's my fourth cousin Maka. He's cool. Not that. What he's smoking. He's smoking pot. So what? Naruto asked. Wait. That doesn't bother you? Sakura asked. Why should it? It's legal here. It's legal here. Sakura hissed in shock. Yup. My mom smokes, too. Why? Just because she can and it relaxes her after a stressful day. Naruto shrugged. So, I can basically go to a local market and get some pot and no one will say anything. Sakura asked. That's about the gist of it, yes. Those who wanna smoke, can. Those who don't so long as they don't judge others for their choice. Do you smoke? I have. Not regularly. Everyone is cool with it. My gramps smokes too, but because he has an old war injury that is causing him a good deal of pain. He fought in a war. Yup. He was on the front lines of the Second War. Sakura's eyes widened. Sweet sage. I bet he has a lot of stories. Yeah, but her usually doesn't share them very often. Naruto waved off. If you want, I can get you some pot to try. Uh, no, that's okay. Sakura refused politely. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. Sakura said. Fair enough. Now let's get to the beach. It's hot out today. Sounds great. Sakura smiled. Yep. Come on. All thunder got us. Nah, I would rather walk. Enjoying the view? Naruto asked, referring to the village. Yup. This place is beautiful and I had no idea. The people here are so nice. Naruto smiled. I'm so glad you like it. It makes me happy when people enjoy my home as much as I do. It's definitely a contrast between mine and yours. Oh, come on. I'm sure your villagers are just as nice as mine. Most people are, you just only ever hear about the worst. Sakura sighed. You don't know the condition our village is in right now. You would be surprised. Naruto said. Wait. You know. I know your village is going through a financial crisis. That's why this alliance was proposed in the first place. I just hate the fact that they are making me get married for it. How? Hey, even we minor villages have spies. It's just how the world works. Sakura went wide-eyed for a moment before she let out a chuckle. Should have seen that coming. But you said you hated this marriage idea. It wasn't anything I did, was it? Naruto went wide-eyed. No, of course not. Actually, I should probably be grateful for this marriage. I probably wouldn't have met you. Or we would have met as enemies in the field and you would have pancaked me. The last part would be true. Sakura smirked. Yeah, but I wish I wasn't a political pawn. That we could have met up like normal couples do. So, who said we have to be normal? Every prince wishes to be a peasant at least once. Well, you're marrying one, so why not act like one for once? I would need to travel 100 miles to find someone who doesn't know my name. No one in the leaf knows who you are. Believe me, if you went there, no one would know who you are or even care. Except for Lady Tsunade. Oh, wasn't she supposed to leave today? Not until after dinner, I think. Naruto said. Oh, okay. Phew. I thought I missed it. Sakura sighed with relief. Which means we'll have to leave the welcome back barbecue for my cousin early. Okay. When is he supposed to be back? Today. Right. But what time? He should already be back. I was going to see him at the party. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to walk if you don't want to. Well, what do you want to do? We can run. Can't get rusty now. Sakura smiled before leaping to the rooftops. Naruto smiled and leapt after her. After their package was delivered, which had Lady Kushina smiling a devious grin and Minato refusing to meet their eyes, they both headed for the beach where a crowd of redheads was putting the finishing touches on a great fire pit in the sand. Wow, he must really be important. Sakura observed. Tai has always been a popular guy. Naruto said as they landed at the beach. Both of them dressed in their swimsuits. Fireball jutsu. A man shouted from behind the crowd. The pit blew up in flames and the crowd cheered. Any reason why he's popular? Sakura asked. Before Naruto could answer, the crowd parted and there stood a big, hulking red-haired man laughing. Except he wasn't a man. When Sakura saw his scarred and handsome face, she noted that he couldn't be older than 20. He had Naruto's face, but no whisker marks. Oh wow. Beefcake alert. Inner thought. Tai. Naruto shouted. Tai looked up to see his favorite cousin. Naruto, my man, how you been? Been good. Got myself a fiancé while you were away hunting pirates. Naruto said as he embraced his cousin in a bro hug. Did you now? Well, where is she? Right here. Naruto said as he turned to show off Sakura, who was now surrounded by redheads. Feeling a little self-conscious in her new swimsuit. This is the infamous Sakura. Tai laughed as he looked up and down at Sakura. She's cute, I'll give you that. And skinny too, like a bird. Sorry, what? Sakura asked. And how do you know who I am? You kidding? The whole village has been up in arms that the number 2 bachelor is going off the market. The number 1 being me, of course. Tai smirked. Sakura rolled her eyes. She was not impressed by this guy. Tai. She has a bit of a temper and the strength to match. Naruto whispered. Hey, I've known a few firecrackers on my missions. They make excellent bedmates. Tai smiled. Excuse you. Sakura snapped. Tai, seriously. She's got Lady Tsunade's insane strength. Naruto begged. Tai kept eye contact with Sakura for a few more seconds before breaking away. I am kidding. God, you think I would mess with my cousin's girl? Nah, plenty of fish in the sea. No, I'm trying to keep you from getting splattered against the cliff. Seriously, that tide pool over there wasn't there before you left. Naruto said, pointing to the tide pool what was Sakura's crater from yesterday. Well then you had better watch yourself, Naruto. This is one girl you can't leave in a hotel. Tai said. Naruto just rolled his eyes. Oh please, she's just a twig. One female cousin scoffed before getting in her face. What makes you so special, Pinky? Dude, you gonna speak that way to the future matriarch? Another cousin said. She's a clanless foreigner. Like hell she'll last long here. She smirked. Sakura balled up her fist. She was getting pissed now. What are you gonna do, Pinky? Oh, this is gonna be bad. Naruto's sweat dropped. Hey, everyone chill, this is my welcome back party. Remember, Tai spoke up. I wanna see what this girl is made of. You all make her sound tough, but she looks like a little weak baby. To Naruto, it felt like the temperature dropped 20 degrees. In fact, I challenge this girl. I challenge her for the title of Naruto's bride-to-be. He obviously deserves a real woman and not some twig. Kashini, you might wanna stop now. Naruto warned. But before Kashini could utter a single word, a chakra-enhanced fist came barreling at her and landed right at her gut. The resulting impact sent Kashini flying into the cliffside faster than the speed of sound. Kashini impacted against the cliff, creating a massive crater where she stopped. Meanwhile, everyone on the beach looked at Sakura with widened eyes. Anyone else think I am weak? Then say it to my face. You'll join her. Oh no, I'm good, a small voice answered. The crowd muttered some echoes and Sakura relaxed. Good. Tai on the other hand was very impressed. Oh yeah, she's a keeper cousin. Thanks. Naruto smiled. Just don't piss her off. Sound advice. Sakura said as she approached Naruto, the crown of cousins parting like the Red Sea to let her pass. Duly noted. Naruto nodded. Impressive. Tai praised. But kind of pointless. How is it pointless? Naruto here is married to you by an alliance. Even if another girl beats you, she can't be his wife without forfeiting the alliance. She called me weak. No one calls me weak and gets away with it. Fair enough. Tai said. Naruto clapped his hands together. Alright, let's get this party started. The crowd roared in approval. After a little while, Naruto convinced Sakura it was time to start her training. She didn't know what he meant until he had pulled out his wind sail and dragged her out to sea. Sakura completely froze up when Naruto had paddled them both out onto the water with Sakura sticking as close to him as she could. She clung to him like glue as he opened the sail. Alright, I'm gonna sail around just so you can get a feel for it. Get in front of me. Naruto ordered as he effortlessly balanced atop the bobbing waves. Oh okay. Sakura stammered nervously. Ever so carefully she positioned herself in front of Naruto, not letting her arms untangle from his waist. Fearing that one wrong shift of her weight could send her into the drink and make a fool out of her in front of her future in-laws. She grabbed the handlebar attached to the sail and stood up on shaky legs.